Hey guys, Jeff Brines here with the 2018 SR Suntour Durolux fork. For 2018, the fork gets a couple revisions, most notably boost spacing and an all-new 29-inch model. In this review, I'm going to walk you guys through a few thoughts of the fork. I'm not going to go through everything, you can read the review for that. I'm also going to walk you guys through some really quick differences between SR Suntour's IFP-based damper right here and the competition's bladder-based damper right here, just so you guys can see the differences. So to start, a few things I want you guys to take away from this review. First and foremost, service ports on the back. I don't know why more companies don't do this. Yes, it's not a substitute for dropping your lowers and doing a complete service. However, it's extremely nice before a race run or maybe a big ride with your buddies, be able to pop these Allen keys out. Yes, you're bleeding the fork. In addition to being able to add some grease or oil, just a little bit, to the lowers and get a really nice, smooth, silky ride. Second, the fork performed extremely well in both configurations, the R2C2 and the RC2, meaning two forms of rebound adjust, two forms of compression, or 1 and 2. Personally, I found the lower end model, or lower price model I should say, to outperform the higher end one. And what I mean by that is the compression damping suited my taste better. I didn't need to mess around with it. And at the end of the day, what good is all this adjustment if you're really not using it, as I found myself doing on the higher end R2C2 model. Overall, my thoughts with this fork is it's maybe not the most refined thing on the market, but I put this fork on midway through the summer thinking I'd do this review and go back to a RockShox or Fox product. I left it on the whole summer, all the way through the fall, all the way till our riding got shut down a few weeks back. I loved it. I would definitely run it on subsequent bikes. I fully plan on doing so. One thing that really stands out with this fork is just how stiff it is. Now, let's talk about the damper. Reason I'm doing this is to show you the difference in functionally how this fork works compared to maybe the high-end RockShox or Fox product that you guys see on the showroom floor. And my point in doing this is not to illustrate that one is better than the other, but to just show you how they work. Worth noting, this is the damper out of this fork. It's the higher-end R2C2 model. It is very similar to the fork that is in SR Suntour's downhill fork, which you guys saw doing extremely well under Tracy and Mick Hanna on the World Cup scene. Okay, so let's go through how this works, and we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty here. We'll leave that to the real pros. I just wanted to show you guys visually the differences. So again, this is an older Fox bladder-based damper. This is fully extended. As you compress the damper, you'll see this bladder expand. Now what's happening there is as the piston goes through the oil, all that oil needs a place to go as a result of the displacement of the shaft. In this particular design, it expands a bladder. Now with this one, there's no bladder. So what do we got going on here? Where is the oil going? Well, in this one, you've got a floating piston in this area right here. It's backed by a spring. As the piston goes through the oil, that spring compresses, that piston moves up, and that's exactly what you've got going on here. So in theory, they say that this bladder-based one can be a little less, can have a little less friction, whereas this IFP-based one has a little more friction. In real-world riding experience, I do not notice that to be the case. I've ridden IFP-based forks that I believe to be every bit as supple as a bladder-based fork. This is a lot easier to work on than this. This needs a much more precise bleed than this. As we've seen on the top level of the sport, or at the top level of the sport, both can perform extremely well. Back to the fork, again, an extremely good product at an extremely good price. There's a reason we're giving this a really good rating. We got to give kudos to SR Suntour. They recognized they had a damper tune that wasn't quite up to par. They made some revisions, and it was very noteworthy. Overall, if you guys are in the market for a well-priced, high-performing single crown enduro fork, give it a look. Thanks. Take care.